Ever have one of those days where everything goes wrong? Well, there's a reason for that. This is Murphy's Law. Murphy's Law was named after engineer Edward A. Murphy Jr., who, after a failed rocket sled test in the 1940s, famously said, "If there's any way to do it wrong, he will." And that became Murphy's Law. Murphy's Law states, anything that can go wrong will go wrong. It's the idea that if something has a chance of failing, it will, especially at the worst possible moment. Ever missed your bus when you're already running late? Or had your computer crash right before you saved that document? That's Murphy's Law in action. We've all been there, right? It's not just bad luck, it's Murphy's Law, reminding us that life is unpredictable and that things tend to go wrong when we need them to go right the most. So, next time everything seems to go wrong, don't stress. It's just Murphy's Law at work. Ever felt like the universe is out to get you? Like everything goes wrong at the worst possible moment? That's Sod's Law in action. Sod's Law says, if something can go wrong, it will, and at the worst possible moment. It's the idea that bad luck strikes when it hurts the most. Sounds familiar? That's because Sod's Law is very similar to Murphy's Law. Murphy's Law says anything that can go wrong will. But Sod's Law adds an extra twist. It happens when it's most inconvenient. It's Murphy's unlucky cousin. Whether it's missing your flight by 1 minute or forgetting your umbrella just before a rainstorm, remember, it's not personal. It's just Sod's Law having fun.
Parkinson's Law explained. Ever noticed how no matter how much time you get, you still finish things at the last minute? That's Parkinson's Law at work. Parkinson's Law says, work expands to fill the time available for its completion. Give yourself more time, and the task will magically grow bigger. Whether it's a school project, office work, or even cleaning your room, we stretch tasks to fit the time, not because they need it.
Think you can predict exactly how long something will take? Think again. That is where Hofstadter's Law strikes. It says, it always takes longer than you expect, even when you take into account Hofstadter's Law. Basically, no matter how much time you plan, you are still wrong. Whether you are coding, writing, building, or anything tricky, unexpected problems will always sneak in, even when you expect them. The trick? Plan time. Then double it. Hofstadter knew. Life loves messing with schedules.
I'm sure you've heard the news. There's a secret to working smarter, not harder. It's called the 80-20th rule. Let's break it down. The 80-20th rule, or Pareto principle, says 80% of your results come from just 20% of your actions. So focus on what really works. In business, 80% of sales come from 20% of customers. Studying? 20% of topics cover most of your exam. Even on YouTube, a few videos get most of your views. Master your 20%, ignore the rest. That's how you win faster.
Occam's razor says, the simplest explanation is usually the correct one. Lost internet, it's probably the router, not cyber criminals. Got ghosted, maybe they're just busy, not plotting revenge. Sick, most likely a cold, not a deadly virus. Heard a noise at night, it is your cat, not a ghost. Occam's razor is not about guessing, it is about starting with the most likely answer. Life is confusing enough. Do not make it worse with wild theories. Think simple, live clear.
If you think everyone's ignoring you but you still manage to enjoy your chai, maybe you're just overthinking. Let's spill the truth, Hanlon's razor says. Never assume malice when stupidity, or just plain forgetfulness, is a better explanation. It's like Occam's razor, but for people's behavior. Start simple, not dramatic. Someone cuts you off in traffic? Maybe they didn't see you. Friend forgets your birthday? Doesn't mean they don't care. Probably just busy juggling life. Boss skips your idea in a meeting? Could be stress, not a secret conspiracy. Waiter messes up your order? Most likely new on the job, not plotting to ruin your dinner. Most people aren't evil. They're just tired, distracted, or having a rough day. Hanlon's razor helps you chill and stop taking everything so personally. Assume less drama, live more peace.
Ever worked under a boss who had no clue what they're doing? That's the Peter Principle in action. It says people keep getting promoted until they reach a job they can't handle. Great coder, promoted to manager. Bad at managing, too late. They're stuck there. It happens in every field. Promotions based on past success, not future fit. Solution? Promote smarter. Train for the next role, not just reward the last one.
Ever freeze up just picking a Netflix show? That is Hick's Law. The more choices you have, the slower you decide. Our brains take longer to process when there are too many options. Marketers know this. That is why menus, apps, and stores often limit choices. Want faster decisions? Cut the clutter. Fewer choices mean less stress. Hick's Law. Simplicity is not boring, it is brain-friendly.
Ever study for hours and remember nothing? You have hit the law of diminishing returns. It means after a point adding more effort gives you less and less benefit. Same with gym, studying, or work. More is not always better. It can backfire. The trick? Find the sweet spot where effort meets impact. Work smarter, not just harder. That is the law of diminishing returns.
Can your thoughts really shape your reality? That is what the law of attraction claims. It says positive thoughts attract positive outcomes, like attracts like. Whether it is science or just mindset, focusing on your goals changes how you act. Want change? Start with your thoughts. They shape your habits, and habits shape your life. Law of attraction. Believe it, focus on it, act on it.
Ever met someone who's super confident, but totally clueless? That's the Dunning-Kruger effect in action. It's a bias where people with low skill overestimate their ability because they don't know enough to realize how little they know. Meanwhile, real experts often underestimate themselves. They see how complex things really are. So remember, confidence doesn't always mean competence. Learn more to judge yourself better. Dunning-Kruger, the less you know, the more you think you know.